Hi, this is Amy with Momma-Builds. Come build with me. Today I'm working in my Norse texture pack and I'm creating a longhouse for my Norse style village. So as you can see, I'm not done. I want you to help me finish my Norse longhouse, and I made sure to leave certain things undone so that I could show you exactly how I made my Norse longhouse. So if you want to make one, you can make one too. So I started by obviously excavating and clearing the area so I'd have a flat place to build. And this is the iron block. I didn't um, lay that first. First, I went and I took my acacia planks because that's the wood that I wanted to use, and I built my base. And once I built my base around on the grass, I did the outside with the iron block, basically because I chose iron because of the colors. It has some of that orange tan tone that my acacia blocks has, so I liked how it looked with it. The block is about 14 by 40, and then I'll tell you the dimensions of my longhouse. I started by placing 4 acacia plank blocks right here, then diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 straight, 4 diagonal down and out, and then I placed the first one for my wall all the way down about 32 blocks long, and then I just capped this other end the same way. I did 4 diagonal blocks and then 4 straight blocks, and that creates our basic shape of our Norse longhouse. So once you do that, once you get it laid out, all you're gonna do is start here and build up. I built up 10 blocks high. Once you get your 10 blocks high, this is kind of what you're going to end up with, a shell. So choosing either end, it doesn't really matter. I have doors on both ends at the same spot of my longhouse. And then I went in 3 bricks, 1, 2, 3, and gave myself a 2-windowed empty spot where I didn't build up all the way. And then I built in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks up high. Then I did have these what do you call it, 2 blocked thick, but it wasn't enough. I was going to have to do 6. It wasn't going to turn out to be symmetrical. So we ended up making the inner window 3 blocks wide. Each windows have 5 blocks between them. So we've got our 3 blocked window, 5 blocks, and then a 2 block window, then 3 blocks. So that's how it is. 3, 2, 5, 3, 5, 2, 3. So that's how that works out before you get to your rounded end of your longhouse. And then obviously here I did a 1, 2, 3, 4 block high window above that door, and I'll be doing the same over here. So let's go ahead and get our windows finished. I decided to use the iron bars just because I love the ornate detail in the Norse pack, and I like the look. I don't know when the Vikings started using glass panes, but I just felt this is a really nice decorative detail to my longhouse. Alright, so we have our windows. I'll come back and place my fencing and my lighting later. Let's talk about the roof. So once you get your longhouse all perimetered out, and then you start at the bottom and build up 10, let's talk about the roof. We need to go up 1 and in 1, up 1 and in 1, and you just keep wrapping around as you go till you get to the top, and you're going to end up with 2 blocks side by side up at the top. Let's see how many did I end up going at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I ended up going up 6 times. So let's just continue that, and then we'll talk about what I did on the inside. Make sure that as you build these diagonal lines that you get rid of that inner block. You need it to place your block on the perimeter, but you don't want it to still be there when you go to place your next round up. Okay, so let's, alright, then we're going to start here. We're going to go up and over one. Placing the block to help place the block we need and getting rid of the one behind it because it is no longer needed. And we're just going to keep doing this. Until we get all of our roof wrapped around our whole Norse Longhouse. So we have some things to talk about the underside of the roof when we go back inside the longhouse, but let's talk about the roofing on the outside. One of the things that are kind of particular about Norse houses is that they will often use sod or thatching. And I had not used sodding in this particular, I'm sorry, not sodding, hay bales. I hadn't used hay for thatching. Sometimes I like the look of the sponge, but I'm going to stick with the hay bale even though it has the wire or the rope that goes around it that makes it distinct as a hay bale. You wouldn't normally have that in a thatching roof, but we're just going to have to deal with it because that's how Minecraft has their hay. I wish they had like a hay bale and just a hay block, but you know, things, suggestions we can make. So I'm going to go to my hay bale here. I also wanted, so the front of my house and the end of my longhouse, I wanted to make sure and place my hay bale this way on the back block so that you wouldn't see the ropes, that you would just see the hay, and that gives that more of the hay thatching look. And then on the sides, of course, you're going to see it, but then along that long part of the side, I'm going to place the hay bale up against the block like I did the front, just to kind of continue that same look so that we have as much as possible of the hay end sticking out from the side that you're going to see, so you see what looks more like thatch than hay bale necessarily. So we're just going to place our hay. It is kind of a slower process because if you try to do it like this, it's going to show you the bale part. So you do have to place each individual hay bale. I'm wondering, this would be a good question for people with the PC. Eventually, I'm hoping to get Minecraft on PC. And when I do that, I'm going to have to start from scratch, and that'll be fun. I'll get to make a lot of new stuff, but I'm wondering if you can place blocks differently. It seems like when I've seen other videos, people who play and record on the PC can build really fast, and I don't have that capability. So it'd be interesting to see if you can place blocks differently on the PC. If you know, comment below and tell me. Or is the placement basically the same? Alright, so there we have our hay bales on the side. I'm gonna do it the wrong way that way just so I can place them correctly on this side, and then we'll be able to correct on the other side when we're done. So let me get so I believe on the front, to kind of stick with that thatching look when you're looking straight onto the building, I believe I ended each this way so that when you're looking directly at the front or the back of the building, all you see is the thatching, and then you have on the side the bale look. So I think that is what we're going to stick with. Do this as fast as I can, even though I have to place them individually. You can see that when I go down to the end, I stop one shy because it's going to be placed differently at the front. So the ends are going to be like that. Now, if you don't like that, if you want to have just like random, where sometimes you see, sometimes you don't see the cords to the hay bale, that's up to you. You do you. You can also make this Norse Lodge without the Norse texture pack, using whatever materials you so choose. Alright, so you've probably noticed that I have this decorative edging around my Norse Lodge. I also do this on the inside, but let's talk about the outside. In the front area, I stuck with just placing them forward facing, upside down stairs, and then all the way around. Let's go ahead and I'll show you how I did that over here. So make sure you round the corner for that first one, and then the rest of them, you're just gonna place it forward facing like so. Let's get rid of this guy. I wasn't sure which end I was gonna make my front or back, but I think we're just gonna do one big, I don't even know what you call this, like a sign or a post or whatever it is for the building in the front. So let's place our stairs. Alright, so that is my Norse building mostly complete on the outside. We'll come back and do the stairs and whatnot here in a little bit. So as you can see in the front, I have this block right here that's kind of like a Norse Viking face. Let's go down and find where that block is. I think it's a glazed terracotta, maybe? No, maybe not. Now watch, I'm not going to be able. This is what I do. I start building and then I have to get rid of a certain block to make room for other blocks, and then I can never find that other block again. This is what happened to me the other day trying to find the hay bale, and I couldn't find it to save my life. It should stand out though. It has that carved face. Right there. So it's the brown glazed terracotta. I'm a genius. Alright, so let's go in, and we're going to do the same type of flooring here for the entrance as the entrance in the back. So I did 2 glazed and then stairs all around. for just a simple entryway. And I believe I did another set of faces. Let me pick up that door. We'll find our acacia door again. Oh, come on. There we go. Alright, so let's look at the pattern that I did here. So I did the 4 facing, the face facing out. So then we're going to skip 2 and do 2 more in the middle. And then I did 1 in each side over here. So that's a good way to start. Right there. I did 1 like this. Did 2 more over here, but let's verify real quick. Oh, I split them up. So we go to the 3rd face down, and then we're just going to go diagonally 3 out. So that works. 3rd face down, and we'll go 3 diagonal out. Okay, and then the rest of them are going to be our acacia log placed face down like this, so that we get that really nice cut log look. I liked doing this because I wanted to have some more interest in detail than it just all be planks. You could do the whole floor this way. It's very busy, but you could. I also, as you can see, did a little decorative perimeter around my fire that is in the middle of my longhouse. So let's go ahead and add, I have another brick fencing, and I use lanterns for my light. I also used some chain. Excuse me, I'm sorry guys, I have like a little tickle in my throat. Alright. Then once we get this lighting in and we can see better, I will show you what I did for the interior of my ceiling to make it a little more decorative. Did I go down enough? No, I went down. I need to go down 1 more. Oh, come on. 4, right? Alright, we have... Sounds like a thunderstorm outside. We're gonna place lanterns with our nether fencing on either side of our windows. So, except for the fact that doing the interior detailing makes it so that you can't place lights directly off the ceiling, I do really like the look of it. Although you could omit the top stair if you wanted, to be able to hang some chain and some more lighting, which I may do in the whole entire top piece or just in certain parts where you want to hang your chain. That is up to you. So let's go ahead. We're going to start at our bottom of our ceiling, right here where the ceiling meets the wall, and we're just going to add our upside down stairs. And you just follow each brick all the way down. Did not go in correctly. It is a little hard to see. So now let's see, because I'm going to stick with this. I don't know if you noticed, but I also placed the stairs upside down at the front part of the lodge. So it's basically just going to wrap around kind of like we did in the front and back on the exterior. We're going to do that same thing on the interior, where they're just all forward facing. Get rid of a couple of them. So that's, I gotta get my planks. It's dark, so it's hard to see, but I took a plank instead of a stair. So I'm gonna take these first two stairs out so that I can place some lanterns. I'm going to go down, I think, just 3, so we can kind of light up the ceiling area so it's not so dark. There we go, that works. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to take those upside down stairs off so that we can do some lighting. It's just too dark. Is helpful. We can also, if we wanted to, we could follow up our midpoint right here. This is the exact middle of my lodge. Could follow it up and take those two. Oh, that's not the top one. Take the 2 top ones out right there in there. Trying hard. Let's do this one and light it up first. And then maybe I'll be able to see the other chain. Okay, come on. You know you want to do this. There we go. Alright, so we have... That helps kind of lighten it up a little bit. If you want, so it's not so like... Take our stair and let's do it at a diagonal there. So it kind of, does that make sense? Yes. Finish that off. Do the same thing. We'll put it at a diagonal, and it kind of creates this natural detail, makes it more interesting, but also makes it so that we can actually hang some lights. I like that a lot. Okay, so this is our basic lodge. we need to decide what kinds of things do we want to put inside of our lodge. One of the things that I wanted to do was to make a throne, and I think I'm going to stick with this bold kind of black nether brick. I really like the look of it. It's very dark. I also really like this chiseled deep slate. Maybe there'll be some way I can add that. Let's see here. So I'm going to make my throne down here at this end. How high do I really want him to be? That's the question. So I have, what am I doing? So the only problem with this is then the throne looks like the stairs, and that's not real exciting. So I threw this out and I don't know why I didn't pick it back up. So I gotta get that. So what can I do to make the throne stick out, be more exciting? I wish there was like gold stairs. That would be super cool. But they don't have any gold stairs. Let's do, we could go white and really make it look fancy. So if you want, you could add a little more fencing like to the top, make it look a little more, even more tall. So I think I'm going to leave that as my throne. This is where the Viking clan leader would come and sit and maybe hold his council. I'm going to add some council seating around the fire. Alright, so this is where he would come and talk. They would council together and make important decisions. Maybe we need to do some altars. Some kind of ceremonial altars here with some fire. And I'm definitely gonna need some paintings. Let's do, what kind of, these are kind of crazy looking heads. But let's do some heads. Okay. Put a fire on each of these. And maybe they're gonna have like that is, oh, wither skull skeleton. That thing is ugly. Alright, come on in. We have some altars. We have the council fire. We have the throne. Maybe we want to do some. So he come in front. Will he sit on top? Can I place him on top of there? I can, yeah. I just gotta do it right. Alright, that looks menacing. I like it. Looks very menacing. We'll do this guy on the bottom. Oh yeah. like it. So we have a throne. We have our council around the fire. We have some, I don't know, altars here. Alright guys, this is it. This is my Norse Longhouse. Let's add a few, not paintings, but I'm wondering, is it just, those are the only two in that size, I think. So we're gonna have to, I have to make things a little smaller. I'm wondering, this is the biggest, there's gonna be 3. So I think I'm gonna have to make stuff smaller. Oh, come on. That look alright. A couple of pelts. I think we're gonna have to have 4 to do like the other. I didn't put it. So that's not gonna work. That's kind of bummer, man. That's higher up. Yes, it is. Alright. So, unfortunately, unless we're gonna have like a raw, I don't know what animal that is that's like been skinned, but I don't really want the skinned animal. I'm not digging it. So it is unfortunately the same picture, but we've got our pelts. Now the cool thing though is that we can add above them, we can add shields of different colors. And there's axes as well. And these like bullhorn things. So we'll do shields there. Is that a red one too? Okay, we'll do the same. Which means we're gonna go for blue shield above this one. Some kind of, okay, that's not what I wanted. To our Viking. Is that window too big? That window is too big. It's the same. Let's get that fixed real quick. Do one giant shield. And do like, I think that's like a badger skin. I don't know exactly what it is, but I like it a lot. It's one of my favorites in the paintings for the Norse word texture pack. Come on, come on. Sometime today. Alright guys. I feel like we've got some good artwork up. turned out. So hopefully this helps inspire you to build your own Norse lodge. I added just these stripped acacia logs. I went up about 10, then I did the regular acacia log and added some of the paintings on there as a little decorative detailing. But this is how she turned out. I like it. It may be something that we want to add like more, I don't know if you want it to look old or if you want it to look like it was just built. That's kind of some considerations that you kind of need to make about how you want it to look. We could add some greenery, make it look older, like this, before we get the thunderstorm. Like always, thunderstorms here. So you could do this. We could put a couple of grass blocks so that we could, or you can do that around it and make it look older. Just get out of my way, please. I don't mean to hurt you, but I would like you to be gone. So no, we can add some of that stuff, make it look a little more, a little less pristine, since the Vikings often lived in like a harsh environment for sure, wet and cold, which is kind of like where I grew up in the Pacific Northwest. You get more rain. But I loved it. I loved all the greenery and the mild winters, mild summers, but still sunshiny and beautiful enough. All right. Alright guys, so there we go. There is our Norse Longhouse. Let me know in the comments below if you like it. Let me know what you guys want to see more of. I'm excited to be doing a whole village. I have some like A-frame sod houses. I've been doing some round sod houses that are a little bit smaller, that are kind of hidden in the landscape, that I did yesterday. I did a big lodge right over there, and then we have the longhouse. So I plan on doing a marketplace, more houses, maybe like a Stonehenge or a place of worship. I'm super excited to just build up my village here and make it awesome. So come on back. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you want to see more of. Let me know what you think of my longhouse. And we'll see you around. Keep building.